in Connecticut, you're up.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Scott, great job. There's so much here. And Mace, thank you for being here. Love your content on LinkedIn. Always looking forward to seeing what you post there. And again, thank you for your service to our country. It means a lot. Kind of have a little bit of a two-part question, but it's focused on that post-flight debrief. So kind of in my world, I'm in education as an athletic director, so working with coaches and teams. And I love what you talked about your next venture, because just what you said, it's addicting, helping people. And that's the piece I love, working with coaches and kids and just seeing them translate in everything that we teach them over time, even if it's unsuccessful effort, being able to succeed. So the first part of the post-flight debrief, listening to it, one of the questions I had, how quickly is it when you're on the ground and you're out of your plane? Are you in that room breaking down that video? Listening to it sounded like it was fairly rapid.
Yeah, so we generally are given just enough time to probably use the bathroom, grab a quick snack, and then look at our tapes. So we generally prepare individually beforehand by pulling up our cockpit recordings and jotting down like things that went wrong, things that we need to focus on. So we know, because you generally have a good idea, like, oh, that part didn't go great, but things happen so quickly that a lot of times you'll be like, I know that didn't go well, but I don't even know why or how or what happened. And so we would take the time to prepare a little bit in advance and do our own little mini tape review. But I would say it's about an hour after landing. Okay. So it's pretty quick.
I was just curious, like in a sport like football or something, like usually there's maybe it's the next day you gather back with your team and you break stuff down. There's a small stuff there. And obviously you guys are the best of the best. And I'm talking about a range of kids that could be 14 to 19 years old with different levels of experience and concepts there. But how do you deal with one of the things that allows the kids to do is let go of some of the emotion, so that emotion isn't in the room immediately after a contest? So I can't even imagine what your heart's pumping and everything that's going through your mind when you're coming in. How do you manage that component of the emotions running through and going in that room with that? Well, you've got that safety net too, in terms of how you guys operate with feedback, et cetera.
Yeah, I think that part is key, right? Like I definitely had flights where things did not go well, and I landed feeling frustrated and embarrassed by how I did and all of those things. And then you kind of had that dread in the pit of your stomach going into the debrief, because you're like, everyone else in the flight might not have realized how bad it was going in my cockpit, but now they're about to see it. Like there's nothing between us. It's open kimono. Here we go. And it can be really scary and unnerving when you're new to the culture. But I think we quickly pull people in and make it very clear that this is why we're good. This is how we operate, is because we're willing to look at this stuff. And when you see that you're performing poorly, you need to feel driven to learn and take feedback and grow from it. But you need to let go of those feelings of letting yourself spiral where it starts to affect future performance. And so compartmentalization is really emphasized to us from a young point in the field. We're like, hey, stuff's going to go wrong. Stuff's going to go wrong multiple times throughout pretty much every single flight, varying degrees of seriousness. But you need to just be like, well, that happened. I corrected it. We can't dwell on it. Like, what's the task at hand? Because you can never afford to have your mind wander in the cockpit back to a mistake that you made, because serious stuff is happening in front of you at any given moment that you need to be paying attention to. And so I think that being emphasized airborne so much really helps on the ground as well, where you're like, okay, that did not go great, but like, that already happened. I can't undo it. Let's take where we are now and do the best thing possible with it from here out.
Perfect. Thank you so much.